Welcome to Someone's in My Fruit Cellar podcast.
where the trapdoor creaks open and horror classics come back to life.
I'm Blake.
And I'm Lonnie.
Each episode, we dive into the blood soaked brilliance of classic horror films, breaking down the 10 scenes that sent shivers down your spine and etched themselves into horror history.
From demonic possessions to final girls, we'll dissect what made these moments unforgettable and crank up the dread with the perfect soundtrack to match each one.
So last week I was in Nova Scotia, Canada on a vacation, staying with my cousin Lisa and her son Clark, who I guess is also my cousin, but I guess that would be my second cousin. And they live in Cole Harbour, Nova Scotia, the home of Sidney Crosby. Boo. And so what did we do? Oh, we didn't do much horror stuff, but on the Friday night, which was, we're recording this on Sunday, so I just got home last night. So on the Friday night, we met a couple of our friends, Peter and Louisa, and they had a cat that they take everywhere they go called, I think it was Rocky, or it could be Rocco. I'm sorry, I'm not good with cat names or people names. And as the picture, I sent you pictures, Lonnie, of the cat was in a baby stroller because they take them everywhere they go. And we went on a ghost walk thing they have in Halifax, one of them. And so the cat went with us because you can't bring a dog on the ghost walk because he might bark and I don't know, just distract probably the guy talking. But the cat was fine. And I've never seen it. I don't think I've ever seen a cat out in public. Have you ever seen a cat out in public with anybody?
I have a few times, not often. It's
Okay.
rare.
But
It's
everybody,
rare.
of
How
course,
does this cat stay so well behaved?
I know this cat, like my cat wouldn't do this.
No, mine
But they
neither.
had it strapped in and it also had a battle jacket on. It had a jean battle
Aw.
jacket on. That picture I sent you, if you zoom in, you might kind
Yeah,
of
I
see it,
saw.
but it's not the greatest picture. It was dark out. But it has some band names. I think there were more punk names than I didn't really look at them all, but yeah. But everybody saw the cat, whether they were on the tour, the walking tour we did, or just other people going, "Oh my God, can I take a picture of your cat?" So I'm sure Peter and Louise's cat is the most photographed cat in Halifax, Nova Scotia, whenever they go somewhere. But anyway, one more thing about that is because we were sitting after we did the ghost walk, we went out to eat and have a drink. And Peter and Louise, I guess both, but they listen to heavy metal. So I'm talking to Peter about heavy metal. And then I said, "Do you watch horror movies?" And Peter says, "My favorite horror movie is The Thing." And I said, "Really? Well, our next episode is on the movie The Thing." So I'll
Oh,
definitely send him the link and make them listen to it and tell them I talked about them and their cat. And here we go. Okay, so now you picked this movie. So do you have any special reason why you picked The Thing?
I picked The Thing because it is one of my favorite movies. Breaking it down was another challenge, but it also tied in with a previous podcast that we did in Halloween with John Carpenter.
Yeah, it's John. Yeah.
Yeah, so I had fun doing this one, actually.
I don't remember. Would you have seen it like when it came out? Do you remember? Do you remember it all? I know it's
This movie came out in 82, so I was not even old enough to string together a memory.
sorry, I forgot you're young.
Yeah. I don't
I didn't
remember
see
the first time I saw it.
Now I don't know. I would only have saw it if it was on TV because my parents wouldn't take me to horror movies because they didn't like them. And I didn't have many, and I was only 82. I was 16, and I didn't have no car yet then, and there was no movie theater in the town that I lived close to. So I don't know if I would have saw it on TV or if they would have played it on. I don't know if it was on TV. I don't know what kind of stuff they would have taken out or whatever back then, or if they didn't care back then. I can't even remember. So yeah, I have no idea when I first saw it, but I know I know the one thing. There's no women in it. What the hell?
Would have totally ruined the movie. Come
There's
on.
no relationships that say they're over. I guess it can be friend relationships.
No alien relationships. That's too
No
bad.
breasts. There's no breasts or anything in this. Jeez. I know.
See, this is more of a sci-fi, paranoia, claustrophobia vibe.
Yeah. And actually, oh, I forgot also my cousin Lisa, I told her I'm doing this. I have to watch this sometime so I can get ready for my podcast. So she said, I'll watch it with you, even though she doesn't really like horror movies. So we're watching it. So she's just all, ooh, oh, whatever. But it's funny because she said, as we'll get to the scenes, but we'll get back to that, what she said about the first scene when we're watching it. Because even me, it's been a while since I've seen it. When I started watching it, it's stuff I don't even remember certain things. And then, but anyway, you want to say, do you have a bio or something you want to talk about before we start?
A bio?
Or anything about the movie? Like I don't know, do you want to talk
Yeah.
about
I'll go through the cast of
Yeah.
The Thing. So The Thing was filmed in 1982. It was directed by John Carpenter. And we have Kurt Russell as R.J. McReady and Wilford Brimley as Dr. Blair, T.K. Carter as Knowles, David Clennon as Palmer, Keith David as Childs, Richard Dysart as Dr. Charles Hallahan as Norris, Peter Maloney as Bennings, and Richard Masur as Clark, Donald Moffat as Gary, Joel Paulus as, how do you pronounce that name again?
Oh, where am I?
Fuchs.
Maz. Oh, wait, which name are you on?
Fuchs.
What name are you on here?
When I was a kid, I want Joel Paulus.
Oh,
Fuchs.
oh, I don't know.
When I was a kid and I saw this in my note, I remember seeing it a few times, but I don't remember exactly when. And I used to think Fuchs instead of.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I forget even hearing them say the name. Fucks or
Anyway, Fuchs. Thomas Waits as Windows. And then, so the budget for this movie was, the production budget was quite large. It was $15 million, but it was filmed in Hollywood too. I feel like the movie itself doesn't have a neat breakdown into the 10 scenes because of that claustrophobic, paranoia, sci-fi feel to it. There's not many segues in between the scenes, but we did break it down. And yeah, what do you think about the budget?
I didn't, as I was reading that 15 million, I didn't go and compare it. I didn't know how much of a budget that was back then. I know, I guess it's a lot back then, but I thought still it's 1982. And so a lot of not the artwork, but forgetting the aliens and things that we're going to get to were really probably mine. So I don't know, a time breaking thing where it hasn't been done before, like the spider with the big head on it thing that we'll get to, and just some of the stuff looked so good. Now I didn't compare it to what other years movies were made, because there's this we'll get to that reminds me of Aliens, but I don't remember. By Aliens, I'm pretty sure it came out after 1982. That movie, but so there's something there that's similar. I was going to mention some of the characters. David Clennon, you said Palmer. I remembered him from one episode of WKRP. He played Norris Breeze. I don't know if you ever watched WKRP. And Keith David, of course, I know him well from the movie They Live with Rowdy Roddy Piper. And he was also in Men at Work with Emilio Estevez and Charlie Sheen. That was a comedy. They Live is horror. It's more or less science fiction too. Did you see They Live?
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite movies because I loved Rowdy Roddy Piper because I used to watch wrestling back then.
You mentioned WKRP. Are you talking about WKRP Cincinnati?
Yeah, the sitcom. Yeah.
Yeah, I know about it because Lonnie Anderson is in
Yes.
Lonnie
Anderson was pretending she was drunk or stoned in the episode, and she called him Mr. Breezy. She said, Mr. Breezy. But it was like, whatever. I'm not going to get into the plot of the episode, but look it up. Norris Breeze is in some episode of, or David Clennon is in an episode of WKRP. It was my favorite show back then, not just because of Lonnie Anderson, even though that helped. I like Bailey Quarters too, but anyway, those are the only. At least that show had girls in it. Okay.
This one doesn't, but it's okay. It's fine.
Yes, it's okay. Now the remake they did a remake. I guess it was a prequel to this, and there was females in that. I think I watched it, but I don't remember. It's been so long. Anyway, Charles Hallahan, who played Norris, he was also in the TV show Hunter, the police TV show Hunter, which I used to watch, and he was in that for a long time as the captain that would yell at Hunter. And then Richard Mazur as Clark. I knew I recognized him, but I had to look it up. But he was on One Day at a Time sitcom as the boyfriend. That's an old show, so people might not know that. And that guy named Windows, he was in the movie The Warriors, the gang movie, which is one of my favorites ever, even though it said he was uncredited, even though he only had a bit part in the movie, but that's what I remember him from.
Yeah.
And his name in this is Windows. I don't know. Is that a person's name or is that his nickname? What the hell does Windows mean? I know what a window is, but
As a name, yeah, I've never seen anybody with the last name Windows.
Yeah, I don't know. And even and what does fucks mean? Fucks. Well, okay, whatever. Okay.
I didn't know either. Is it an innuendo to something? Is that why they put it there?
I don't know. I thought maybe like, okay, you want to start us off with the opening scene or opening whatever section?
So the first scene is the Norwegian chase. So this movie took place in the Arctic, in Antarctica, in the South Pole. And at the beginning of the movie, we see the helicopter, the Norwegian helicopters pursuing the sled dog that's running across the icy wilderness. And the Norwegians are shooting at the dog. At this point, we don't know why this dog is being shot at, but in the beginning credits, you have a clue, right? Where you see the spaceship coming in. And did we see where it landed, the spaceship?
No, because when I was watching
obviously
that,
we
with
know
my cousin, I'm thinking, because I'm trying to think. I watched it. I didn't see the spaceship part when I was watching it on my phone. I downloaded.
We found it like towards the movie. As the movie goes along, we find out.
Yes.
In the beginning, no,
I missed it at the start, and all I seen was the dog being chased. So I guess I wasn't looking at my phone when
the spaceship comes in the opening credits.
Yeah, I just didn't.
The movie
so
opens
I didn't
up
even
with
notice
the helicopter.
that. So
Yeah.
I had no idea if it just showed it that okay, this is something about an alien. I didn't catch.
You have to put the pieces together. They don't tell you everything. There's not many segues. So this helicopter's pursuing the sled dog, and they're shooting at this dog, dropping grenades, and they're shouting warnings because this dog is infected. We don't know this yet. But they're speaking in Norwegian, and a nearby American research team at Outpost 31 can't understand what they're saying because they're speaking in Norwegian. The helicopter eventually lands near the American camp, and chaos breaks out. One of the Norwegians accidentally blows himself up with a grenade. And the other, still trying to shoot the dog, is shot and killed by Gary, the American station commander. As we see, the American outpost takes the dog. Right, the dog. It looks like the dog kind of adopted himself into the American outpost at that point.
Yeah, because he looked friendly or whatever.
Yeah,
because he was just like a husky in there. I guess they already had huskies there. I guess is the huskies how they got there? I don't know anything about that, but they had other huskies there. They didn't really explain. So the one guy that he went to happened to be the dog guy, I think, the guy that took care of the dogs. So maybe he knew that, or maybe the alien knew that. But I know as watching that and watching it, even watching it by myself, again, I didn't remember. I didn't even remember that. I'm thinking, oh, don't shoot the dog, because I don't like when pets get hurt in horror movies, even though I know it's fake. But I can see a person get his head ripped off, and it's, oh, that's pretty cool. But I don't even want to see a dog or a cat or whatever get hurt. So I'm like, don't shoot the dog. Don't shoot the dog. But then I'm realizing, oh, yeah, now I know why they're trying to shoot the dog. But my cousin, who was watching it with me for the first time, said the same thing. Oh, come on, dog, get away. And I'm thinking, you're not going to want that later, but I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to ruin the movie. But yeah, and also one thing that I just made a note of, I didn't make too many notes special. Everything's going to go from memory. But when Kurt Russell was playing computer chess. And now I don't know how to play chess, but anyway, he's playing the computer. The computer wins. It's a female voice. Oh, there was a female in it. That thing right
The
there.
computer, the chess wizard. That's what it was.
Because so the computer won the match, and I'm not sure why he would do this because you think this might ruin the computer, but he pours his rum or whatever he's drinking into it and makes it sparks, and he says, "Cheating bitch." And maybe that's why there was no women because on the movie because he didn't like women, and I don't know who's really in charge, but it's just something I made a note of.
Yeah, Kurt Russell, he's definitely got a drinking problem.
Yeah,
and low frustration tolerance. But yeah, they were playing ping pong, just chilling, doing their thing right before the chaos.
yeah, they have a lot of stuff there. They have a pool table, the ping pong table, video arcade machine or something, and music, and they have lots of stuff there. And they never really say why they're there, do they? Like,
no,
they're
research
say
team.
why they're on this thing, and so
they're just a research team. Who knows why they're in Antarctica?
Yeah, so they never really say they're not necessarily there to find aliens. It doesn't even say why they're there ever. Okay.
And you were talking about the dog earlier. No animals were harmed in the making of this movie. So the dog that we see in the movie is an Alaskan Malamute. It was a trained dog named Jed.
Oh, okay.
That was the dog's name, Jed.
Well, like one thing, and when they were in the helicopter, the guy wasn't a very good shot.
Not at all. I was thinking the same thing.
And then when they got down, how can you pull a thing on a grenade and then accidentally drop it over your back into the snow? I don't know how adept, I don't know the word, but how good these two people were from Norway. But anyway, and then the guy was still trying to shoot it and still couldn't shoot it. He shot one of the guys in the leg by accident, not by accident, but of course, yeah. Anyway, okay. So we want to do our song. I'll do my song.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I picked Motorhead. The chase is better than the catch. Since they're chasing the dog and they didn't really catch it. They caught it, but they weren't trying to catch it. The people that were trying to catch it didn't catch it, but the chase was better because now you're going to find out what happens after you caught it. So what's your song?
I like it. I chose the section Storm in the Lights Bane from their 2006 album. The reason I chose it's because it has that little black metal kind of sound, death metal, black metal. And of course, I always associate black metal with snow, and they're in Antarctica, so it fits.
And what was I going to say about that? I don't remember now. I was going to say something, but never mind. Okay, let's continue.
All right. So now we are at the second scene, investigating the Norwegian camp. So the Norwegian camp is the research outpost in Antarctica. It's another research outpost separate from the American Outpost 31. And it's the first place to encounter the alien organism that becomes the film's central horror theme. When McReady and Cooper arrive, the Norwegian base is destroyed and burned with signs of intense violence and panic. And we see here where there's charred remains of the building and the equipment, suggesting fire was used to destroy evidence or to try to kill the creature. And we see blood stains, axe marks on the walls and doors. We see a frozen corpse that's laying there of a man who slit his own throat and wrists, I assume, showing, sheer terror of the crew's final moments during the alien invasion. And we see a block of ice about the size of the human body that had been cut open. Did you see that?
See what?
A block of ice about the size of the human body in that scene that had been cut open.
Yeah, the block of ice, but They didn't really show
Yeah.
anything that was in it, so I don't know
Yeah.
what they were even
I don't
thinking
remember
when
seeing
they were
anything in
looking
it.
at it. Because I was thinking rewatching it because it's been years that is there a
Right.
body in there? I don't remember, but yeah, they didn't see anything. They just
I think the most important evidence that they found was the body. And then, of course, they found the videotapes and documents that they brought back with them.
and I mentioned because as I was watching it with my cousin, she said something about, oh, nobody's been there for a long time because everything was
Yeah.
frozen. But then I said, I don't know if they really told us the temperature, but it is Antarctica, so it's cold, so everything freezes fast, and that's why it looked like it hadn't been anybody been there in a while, but they actually had been there because those
Yeah.
two guys, obviously in the helicopter, just left chasing the dog or whatever.
Yeah. It was 40 below zero.
Oh,
That's
okay.
Fahrenheit. That's
I wasn't sure if
Fahrenheit.
they
They
put the
said that 2 or 3 times during the movie. If it's 40 below outside.
oh, I guess I wasn't looking.
Yeah.
What
It sounds like Maine weather.
in the winter?
Yeah, in the winter.
Oh, I did. There is a. I was going to mention this. Or there's a few like lines that are like comedic in the movie, even though it's not a comedy, obviously, and it's not even close to being any kind of a comedy. But before they get in the helicopter, Kurt Russell's character says, "Let's go save those crazy Swedes," and then the other guy would say, "No, Norwegians." And
Yeah.
when that comes up again in another scene, I think I made a note of it because I guess maybe Kurt Russell is drinking too much, like you said, and can't determine Swedes and Norwegians.
Nope. He's too American for that.
But yeah, so that's when they first find out, oh, something bad's happened, and they still don't really have anything to do with the dog, though. They just don't. They still don't really know what happened, and they have these documents, but they're in Norwegian. But he's going to take them back anyway, even though I don't think any of them could read it. But yeah,
Going to the camp, the Norwegian camp was a mirror of what's to happen to their camp.
yeah, because they find the body burned up and stuff, and there's a lot of kerosene around and stuff. And yeah, we'll get to the flamethrower stuff later.
Nobody really knows what's going on here.
No, they don't know what's going on. So they bring a body back with them.
So they bring a body and documents and video.
Yes.
And, yeah.
So that they can try to figure out what's going on. Again, I don't know like why they're up there in the first place. So I don't know what their job is when they're there, but I guess their job has been put on hold because now they want to know what's going on here. Or I don't know. So I don't really understand. Maybe I should have looked to see if there was any explanation why they're
I'm still trying to figure out what is going on in Antarctica that the US research program has to be there.
Snow or something.
And then when they come back from the camp, the dog, he's so cute. He's looking out the window.
Oh, you're so cute, staring like so he's gonna kill somebody. Yeah.
Yeah. He is. He's adorable.
What a good doggy. Just like Cujo. What a good doggy.
Good dog.
Okay, so my song for this one is I had a Metallica song, Trapped Under Ice, even though I know nobody's really trapped under ice. We see ice, it's cold, and it's hard to pick songs sometimes for scenes because there's so much stuff going on here. Yeah, and I didn't have time since I was on vacation last week. I didn't have time to write down. But that's from Ride the Lightning, Metallica's second album. I didn't write down all my album years and things, but that's from Ride the Lightning. And I bought a Ride the Lightning shirt there when I was in Nova Scotia, and a Master of Puppets shirt. Anyway, okay, what's your song for that part?
Mine is Origin, The Aftermath.
The Aftermath. Yeah, it's
The Aftermath.
Or at least the titles of it.
The
See, when you say your
invasion.
songs, I mostly don't know them. But when I say you mostly know my songs when I say them. But since you're the death metal songs, but yes, the title definitely fits.
It does fit. The Aftermath of the Alien Invasion. Yeah.
Yes.
That's Origin, The Aftermath.
Okay, now this one is a hard one to think of song for, so we'll see what you did. But let's see, what's the next part we're going to do?
So here we see that the American researchers are coming back to their posts and they're bringing back the things that they collected, the body and whatever documents they got a hold of. Dr. Copper performs the autopsy while McReady, Blair, and the others observe. And then we see during this scene the grotesque, partially assimilated and charred body found outside their Norwegian base. Everybody in this scene looks disgusted. Kurt Russell's just standing there like a tough guy staring at a dead body. Everybody
Yeah.
else is grossed out by what they're looking at. But the organs appear to be normal once they're pulled out by the doctor, and the heart, lungs, kidneys, etc. Everything seems to be normal on the inside. But the scene also gives the hint that, excuse me, the alien imitates organisms perfectly, replicating even biological structures of humans. So this is what we see in this scene. The body's all contorted too.
Especially
So,
the head. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And I was going to ask you this so how realistic did the guts and stuff look that he's pulling out of the body?
Not realistic at all,
Okay.
to be honest. They look like latex goop.
Okay. And
But
yes,
I think that's what it was. The body is just made of latex and just goopy stuff.
yeah, I'm not sure if it was this one because they did 2 autopsies, I guess, in the movie. But when Kurt Russell's character said you're going to do an autopsy on it, they didn't look too keen on doing it. And yeah, they were all like throwing up or whatever. Yeah, it was mostly the guy's head that was distorted or whatever because it was really big, and his mouth, one side of his mouth is lower and the other one's up higher. So that was the only part that really looked weird. But yeah, they were saying everything else is normal. Which means the aliens already left that body, I guess, is what we're saying. So there's nothing in it to say that was an alien. Okay, anything else to add or?
Looking at the scene now to see.
Oh, you're looking at the scene.
Okay, yeah. It was mostly the autopsy scene, right?
Yeah.
Just basically getting back from the camp. And
yes, that's pretty
my favorite part in that whole scene was the dog looking out the window.
Yeah, he was watching them bring the body in, so I don't know.
Yeah,
what
the alien dog who hasn't transformed yet.
And I'm not sure. Yeah, I guess it's the next scene where you see the dog kind of walking around too, or it might be in that. I don't know if I don't think he watched them doing the autopsy or anything. I'm not sure if he was. Not that it matters. Dog didn't talk.
What did you pick for a song?
Now, again, this is a hard one to think a song for. So I picked Alice in Chains and Them Bones.
Because I like that. That's a good one.
They're looking at the body, and it's hard to find a song. I think Hypocrisy probably had a song about autopsies. Maybe you picked them. I don't know. But I couldn't really find too much about autopsies that would fit. So I just went for Them Bones, which is from the Dirt album, which is the only Alice in Chains album I like.
You're going to be pleasantly surprised. I picked Autopsy, Charred Remains.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I didn't know there was a group called Autopsy. They'd probably fit in there.
Charred Remains by Autopsy.
That is very fitting. Charred Remains.
Yes.
I don't know if the song's about aliens or whatever, but yeah, that fits.
Well, you know what? We haven't matched a song in a little bit. I don't think.
Yeah, so we'll see if we do. I don't know.
I don't think so.
Probably not. But I'm just guessing. Okay, next. I don't like this scene, but anyway, let's do the dogs.
Oh, yes. So the dog kennel. So Clark is a dog handler, and he leads in the scene the new strange dog, the supposed husky, who is actually Jed the Malamute. He leads him into the kennel with the other sled dogs, and the other dogs immediately start to growl. They recoil. They sense something is wrong right away. But at this point, the Malamute, he looks pretty normal. He looks
Mhm.
fine. He still appears as a dog, but he sits unnaturally still, and he's seen staring blankly into space. He's not panting, no tail movement, just really still. And then once Clark leaves, then he transforms, and then the alien strikes, and he's striking at the other dogs, but the dog's face splits open, and then the sticky stuff and material sprays, and it starts to get on the other dogs and absorb into the other dogs, and the other dogs snap at their chains, barking, whining. Even one even tries to chew through the wire mesh to escape, and he gets some of the wire off, but not enough to escape.
Yeah.
And then one dog is sprayed by corrosive liquid, and the other is wrapped in the alien's tendrils, and he's pulled into the creature's mass at this point. It's a scary scene. The poor little dogs, they can't get out.
Yeah.
They're trapped.
Yes. And like for when I was on vacation, so I was watching this. I missed my dog when I was away because I really like my pets. And then I was watching this, so it was hard to watch for me. I was sad, more
Yeah.
saddened than I would have been like when I watched it a second time. My cousin, I wasn't as sad, but I also probably didn't look up too much because, yeah, I don't, as I said before, dogs are getting hurt, even though I know they're not really getting hurt, but still they make it look good. And I
Right.
hate people more than dogs.
It's animatronics, a lot of that
Yeah.
stuff.
Was there?
But think about it, the Malamute who played that part, he must have been paid a hefty sum of money to do that part.
And this is, I guess, where we first see the guy come with the flamethrower. He tells him to bring the flamethrower. Now, I don't know how long you could use a flamethrower before you run out of gas or whatever, but I don't know. But they were all in shock looking through the fence and then opening the door so he could go in. And he still wouldn't do it right away. Like, he's like
No.
shocked and he goes, do it. And then it comes at him and then he finally does it, burns him.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I
I
don't
think
know because he burns them. So I don't know if there's multiple things that are already the alien is in, or I don't really understand that part of it necessarily where you burn one up, but is it somewhere else? Or is it, even if you burn it, is there still something in there that can go to something else? I don't really know that part exactly, but yes, but it was a bad scene for me to watch and a bad scene for them to watch. And two of the dogs ran away or something, but I don't remember. But I think they were, yeah, they were dead later or something. But I think we find that out about what happens to them too. But yeah,
Yeah, it was crazy of a
yes,
scene to see when his face split open is the thing.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so my song is by Slayer. It is Chemical Warfare. I don't know, because the dog was spraying stuff at corrosive liquid. So there we go. Chemical warfare. I don't know. I didn't have many dogs. There's a group, Texas Toast Chainsaw Massacre, which we mentioned before. They have a song called "I Want to Pet Your Dog." They could have used that, but that'd be a little bit
Oh,
too
yeah, that would
comedic.
be good too.
That'd be a little too comedic, I think, for this.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's
But
and that's
I still
from
think it's funny though. There was a couple of songs I could have picked too, but I didn't. But I picked Beneath the Massacre, Procreating the Infection,
oh yeah, okay, yes.
the alien infection. Yeah.
Yes, that works too. Yeah, I don't know, maybe chemical warfare doesn't work. But I get the sound would work with that, I guess. The music and song would work with
Right.
that scene, yeah.
I feel like any metal song would go good
Any
with
Slayer song.
this. Any Slayer song
Yeah.
goes with any movie, any scene in any movie, I think.
If you ask Chat GPT for any suggestions, it suggests Slayer's Dead Skin Mask, I think, for every scene of every horror movie. But anyway, okay. Number 5, I think we're on.
Number 5 is Benning's transformation. So at some point in the movie, Bennings ended up being assimilated by the alien organism, and He is shown in mid transformation, meaning he's not fully human anymore, but is being taken over by the alien life form. And then there is a scene in the storage area where Bennings and other characters are handling the equipment. When the other character leaves to retrieve keys from the station commander, Bennings is left behind. When the other character returns, he finds Bennings already transforming. Apparently, the alien has taken over his body at this point, and the keys drop when the person sees Bennings change. So here, the transformation is depicted in its practical effects. In this movie, his body begins to contort, burst with appendages and gore, typical of the film's body horror style and alien style characteristics in this movie. And then we see Bennings, the characters use fire to burn him because they know that the fire is an effective way to destroy the alien. So then they incinerate their friend, right?
Yes.
In this part.
Yes. And I forget, was this outside? Did they go outside to do that? I forget. Or was that still inside? They might have chased him. I can't remember because there was a bunch of them standing around. But is that not maybe yet?
Yeah, if you give me a moment, I'll find it.
Okay. It doesn't matter. I just remember they were all standing outside in the snow, burning one, but I couldn't remember it was that one. Or...
Yeah, I think it was outside.
Okay. And I don't know, do I have anything to add to that? Not necessarily. And it was, again, good artwork or not artwork, effects and stuff for your alien transformation thing.
Yeah, isn't it the first guy who dies out of the crew too?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was the first time the other researchers had to kill one of their own people. Yeah.
Okay, and let's see, my song, which sometimes my song is comedic. I was talking to you about this before we started, where I'll pick a song that seems more comedy than really set in horror, even though the song is a horror song. But I picked a Twisted Sister song, Burn in Hell, because they burned him, and I guess hopefully he would burn in hell, but whatever. So that's a song he took, and that was from their Stay Hungry album. And I like that song. There's also a black metal group, I think Demure. I think we talked about this. I probably used this song before, maybe. Demure Borger. I think that's how you say it. But they did a cover.
Yeah.
I think we did talk about that before. If this is your first time listening, go listen to them do Burn in Hell. It's a good cover, and it's a little scarier. Actually, I could have used their song here. It's more scarier with that vocals than Dee Snider's vocals. But anyway, so what's your song?
My song is Mortal Decay Delirium.
Delirium.
Yeah. I chose that song because at this point everybody's going delirious. They saw their comrade
nobody's playing ping pong
turn into an alien, and they lit him on fire. Yeah.
And also something we haven't mentioned, I don't know how important it is, but I think it was Windows' job was to try to get a hold of somebody, and they could never get a hold of anybody. And
right.
Something I was just thinking of. I don't know if it really, I guess that's why. So people don't say, why didn't they just call for help? So I guess that's why, because they couldn't get a hold of anybody.
And they're in Antarctica in 1982.
Yeah. The cell phone service wasn't very good back then.
1982, I don't think so.
It'd be funny if they made this movie was created today and we have internet, and cell phones, satellites, and whatever. Yes, but it's fitting for the time. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
We're halfway through.
Okay. Halfway through. Number 6. There's Breakdown. In the film, Al Blair, played by Wilford Brimley, he's a biologist, and he realizes how dangerous the alien organism is at this point, specifically that it can perfectly imitate any living being and would likely infect the entire world if it reached civilization. So, in a panic to contain the threat, Blair destroys the base's radio equipment, helicopters, vehicles. He's really breaking this place down, cutting off any means of escape or communication. So, this is probably another reason why they couldn't communicate, because he
Mhm.
destroyed all the lines of communication in his tantrum. And his goal was to prevent anyone or anything infected from leaving the research station in Antarctica, even if it meant stranding everyone there, forcing the team into isolation. So at the beginning, too, we do see them pouring gasoline in the snowbank, and they're what are they lighting on fire?
Yeah, I don't even know.
Pieces of the bodies, I think. Of the
Yeah.
bodies. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think that's what I was thinking of when they're out in the snow. And then McGrady says to tie, I'm not sure why he picked those three, but he said to tie those three guys up. And I'm not sure why he had to give them morphine exactly. Is that so they would be relaxed or something? I don't know.
I don't know.
You're the doctor,
Yeah.
you're the nurse. So I don't know what that was about. Maybe it was just so they wouldn't struggle so much or something. And there was, is this the part where they go look for the blood too, and they see that the blood's all gone too?
Yes,
Yeah, okay.
exactly. They go and they look for blood and it's gone.
Yeah.
And they
And
can't
they're,
figure out
yeah,
who broke in or who stole it.
yeah, because
Yeah.
the doctor is one of the ones that they had tied up, I think. Yes. It gets a
Yeah.
little, there's so many characters, even though there's no females.
It gets confusing there. Yeah, there's
There's
some
so many
characters in
characters
this
in
movie.
here
Uh-huh.
at the
It's a
start.
lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on. Yep.
Yeah.
But he's freaking out. He's busting everything up. But also, isn't this the part where who is it that falls over?
But yeah,
Doing
they come into
CPR.
because he's making lots of noise, or somebody has a gun, or oh, he has a gun because that Windows guy is in there on the floor, right?
Yeah.
And he's going crazy. The doctor, the biologist, whatever, he's going crazy. So he's just kind of hiding, hoping he doesn't kill him. And then they come in with a gun and stuff, and finally get him under control. I think he got hurt, Windows guy, but he was okay and everything. I think at that point, anyway.
At that
Yes.
point. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
And oh, there was something else. Oh, I always do that.
There's a lot going on.
But yeah, you don't really see him do things like destroy the helicopter. They find that out later. I guess still on the scene, they go to the helicopter and see all the parts have been ripped out or whatever, so they can't leave. Yeah, and the blood, they go because they think they can do some tests with the blood, but the blood is all gone. Now that could have been before. Again, hard to remember. There's so many things going on. But yeah, it's when and that's when they lock. Oh no, they don't lock him up yet, do they? Because they just tie him up with those other two guys. Yeah, because later he's locked in a room by himself or something. Oh, another thing that's what I was gonna mention. When he was looking at his computer or whatever, like it looked like a video game, like it looked like asteroids.
Yeah.
It's popping up saying that it's going to get contaminated and the whole world could die if this gets back to Earth or whatever, or Earth or North America or whatever, into people it is. And even my cousin said, "Is that a video game that you remember?" And I'm like, well, I don't think it's a video game. It's just so old. That's how the computer screen looked. But yeah,
Graphics were amazing.
yeah. So anyway, so to continue with my comedic kind of flow here, my song for this one is Faith No More and their song Everything's Ruined, because everything's ruined. So that's why I picked that one. And I think
Yeah,
that's from
that's good.
even I'm pretty sure the song isn't about people destroying equipment. I don't even know. I didn't look it up. I just know the title fits. So there we go. And that's from, I think, Angel Dust album.
To backtrack a bit, they do put him in solitary.
Is he in scene before this, or
after he has his meltdown and breaks everything? They put him in solitary.
Okay, so in the scene too,
Yeah, he's in the other cabin now.
Okay.
And remember, later on he's begging to get out. So
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my
Okay, yeah, 'cause,
song
yeah,
is I pick Spawn of Possession, Hidden in Flesh.
the group is called Spawn of Possession.
Yes.
Okay.
Spawn of
Sometimes
Possession, Hidden in
sometimes I have to
Flesh.
figure out which one's a group and which one's a song.
Yeah.
That fits so too.
I think it's fitting. The alien is now hidden, living in some of these people. We don't know who yet, but they still look normal. So,
Yes.
yeah. All right.
Okay. Now we're going to number 7.
So number 7 is McCready's leadership struggle. So after the surviving crew, Outpost 31 begins suspecting that RJ McReady, played by Kurt Russell, might be the alien. The tension raises a breaking point within the team, and McReady asserts control by he storms into the room holding a bundle of dynamite, which is his signature thing in this movie, his flares. And he's threatening to blow everyone up if they try to attack him. And then he's displaying his authority to restore order within the team at this point. Now we're starting to suspect that there are people that are infected because of, I just felt like that when I was watching the movie because of the paranoia that's between everybody. Nobody, I feel like they knew somebody was it, or a few people were infected at this point, but they just don't know who, which is why the fight breaks out, right?
Yeah, and they would zoom in on the guys' faces and stuff. So it's saying, look at his eyes, and can you tell? Is he an alien? Or whatever.
Right.
Is he not an alien? Of course, that
Right.
show.
My favorite quote though in this scene is that he says, "Back off." And he's got the flares in his hands and he's way off.
I had that too. I was gonna say that. Yes.
I don't know. There were a lot of bits of not horror, but humor in this movie that I just found it really funny.
Yeah. I forgot earlier. I think it was when they were first gonna go to the Norwegian camp, and this other guy, one of the black characters, sorry, I forget names, but the younger guy, the cook, I guess you could say, because I think he was cooking once. But he said about, oh, I'll go or something, and then they say no right away, and he goes, thanks for thinking about it, or something. And I guess I didn't make a note of it, but again, it probably was in scene, I don't know, 3. Oh, no, actually, I think it was when they got, because they said about, he said those crazy, let's go save those crazy Swedes. And the guy says Norwegians. I think it was when they got to the camp.
Norwegians.
Let's go find the Swedes. And he goes, no, they're Norwegians. I think that was in the same scene, actually. Later, he called them Norwegians, so he finally did learn. But anyway, yeah. But I didn't really understand, why did they think McCready, I know he found his shirt or whatever, but I don't know, where did he find the shirt that made him think that he was an alien? I didn't understand that part, because I wasn't even really sure where he found his shirt. I forget, because it went past me, but I didn't know why. Just find the
Didn't the black guy come in and be like, you left your dirty drawers in my kitchen, and he threw it, and then was not how that happened. I don't know.
I don't, but I just didn't understand why, just because they found his shirt somewhere, that they thought that meant he was an alien. So I didn't understand that part. So maybe
that's why everybody's turning delirious now.
Yeah.
Because they know somebody's infected. They know that there could be a couple of people, but they don't know who. So they're blaming everybody.
Yeah. And yes. Okay. And so I think I'm sticking with my comedy here. So I picked AC/DC and their song TNT.
TNT.
Yes, because of course he had dynamite and he was threatening to blow everybody up.
He loves his flares and his bombs.
Because the song, they say, you're dynamite when you fight. So I guess he
had a whole bunch of them right underneath his armpit. Yeah. And then he pulled them out and he's, don't come any closer.
And I don't know, how did he know that they were going to be thinking he was an alien too. I didn't understand that either. How was he prepared with dynamite, thinking, "Oh, they're gonna think
They
I'm
thought
the
that
guy"?
well, because he's the leader, so they thought that maybe he's
Okay.
misleading us. I don't know. That was
But he
my
was.
suspicion.
I thought he was a leader because he's the most handsome.
Who,
The
Kurt
biggest.
Russell?
Yeah, isn't he handsome? I don't know. Goldie Hawn thinks so.
Oh,
Thought
yeah.
so. Or thought so. Okay, what's your song?
My song is Decrepit Birth, The Infestation.
Decrepit Birth. They have a lot of ballads, don't they?
Yeah, they're good. From California.
Okay, good one. Okay, so now we get to some blood right up your alley. You can talk about this.
Oh, gosh. So the blood test scene, and this is a tense scene because RJ McReady, who played by Kurt Russell, obviously, he creates a makeshift heated wire blood test to identify which of the researchers has been assimilated by the alien organism. And in this scene, you see them with the petri dishes. And I think what they were doing is he was lighting the glass, the pipette, and putting it into the blood to see if it reacted.
Yeah, I don't know
The
how he
heat.
knew it would react, but he
Yeah,
did some kind of explanation.
it looked like he was using heat on the pipette or something to see if the organism would try to flee away.
Yeah.
And he was trying to see if the blood might act as its own living entity, basically. If someone was infected, the blood would try to defend itself when burned. And McReady, he heats the wire, dips into each person's blood. Everybody's tied to the chair, right?
Yes.
And Palmer's blood reacts violently, and it revealed him as one of the things, the alien organism. Then he transforms and he's attacking windows before being set ablaze by McReady. And they all had their flamethrowers ready for these poor men who were sitting in the chairs.
Yeah, there was three of them, and they tied them together for some reason. And so with the one
Yeah.
did do an alien, and the other two are still tied, or the other two are still tied to. Now I don't know why
Yeah.
did he? I don't know why. If he changed, why did he change? Because he knew he was found out, or did he change because I don't know exactly? Because but when he did the test, and he goes, "Oh, it's you," and then he changed. So I don't know if he changed in like fear of being caught, so now he had to try to kill him, or exactly how that happened, or why that happened. But and also, I guess we kind of skipped over, but they had the autopsy of the other guy where they were trying to save his life, bring him back to life, and they went through his stomach, it opened up and whatever. They tested his blood, but his blood was fine. So that's why some of them were saying, "This is bullshit. This isn't working," because it says he's fine, but he had an alien inside him, and they never really explained why that happened, but they just went over it like McCready
Yeah.
said, "Okay, next," or whatever. And of course, that's is the grossest part of the movie when they cut their fingers. I hate that. Okay,
Yeah. They
don't.
have to cut their fingers to get the blood out.
Yeah, because it's funny monster heads and things later, and then you see somebody cutting their finger. Ooh, that's gross.
Yeah. Now, is this the scene? This is the second autopsy, right?
They just did it. I would say they just did it before they started doing the blood test.
Okay.
Yeah, because they were laying on the. He had him. Oh, and he also shot that guy right in this scene. I think he shot the dog guy, didn't he? Because the dog guy found a knife and was going to attack McCready. And then, because he was going to shoot the guy from They Live, that was because he was saying, "You're not doing that to me." And he says, "I'm going to kill you if you don't," or whatever. Let him do a blood test or tie him up or something, I think it was. And so he pointed the gun in his face and said, like that, "Oh, I guess you are going to kill me." And then the other guy lunged at him and then he shot him instead. And so he was tied up with that biologist guy on the table there. Yeah. And they tested their blood too, but nothing appeared when they did that. So this was after they tried to save that other guy's life, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean when they gave him CPR?
Yes. Yes. And
Oh, okay.
yeah. So that was
Yeah.
before the blood test.
Yeah, I figured, yeah.
They
And
just
then his
say there's
chest
so
opened
much.
up
Yeah.
and he, okay, yeah.
Yeah. There was so much going. I don't even know when that part was. Now I forget. But it
The
doesn't
first,
matter.
the CPR wouldn't have saved him because it looked like a dog was doing it. The CPR was weak in this movie, and so was the AED. But you know what? I think the paddles, the AED, sent an electric shock through him, and that's what made him react violently at that point because the alien was still living inside of him.
Yeah.
And of course, electrical shock is like fire. And then that was just something I put together while I was watching the movie. I was overthinking it.
Yeah. That made him
But
mad.
yeah, he tried to revive him, and then his chest opens up into a massive tooth, like Maj, and is biting off Copper's arms.
Super. But before, like when he got knocked over and then he died or whatever, and then they took and tried to save him. So my cousin said, well, how did he die or whatever? But I didn't want to say anything because I knew what was going to happen. Where he's not, he is dead, but he's not dead because an alien's going to come out of his stomach. But I didn't want to tell her that. So I just went, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, because the alien is still surviving inside of the dead person, which is something I don't quite understand, but it does. And then
maybe the alien has no heart. I don't know.
yeah, and then it comes out, it bursts out of his body, and it turns into this spider form, and then it sprouts legs and an antenna, and it's causing chaos in the room, right? Because it's grabbing onto things, and then the head.
Yeah, I hate spiders, and I don't think if I saw that spider, I don't think that'd be a very good thing with a big upside down head on it.
I hate
I don't
spiders too.
I don't think my fly swatter would get that one.
Oh my gosh. So the practical effects were by Rob Bottin, right? Yeah.
Yeah, they're very good effects for 1982.
With the budget, I'm sure that was what they spend most of their money on. But it was a mix of animatronics, puppetry, prosthetics, real organic materials like gelatin, rubber, even mayonnaise was used, mayo, bubble gum. Yeah, to give the thing its grotesque, wet, organic look in the scene.
Yeah.
So it make it still look alien-like too, right?
Yeah. Okay, so my song for this is more about just the blood. I know we got into that other part, which I guess probably happened before this, and whatever. There's so much going on, like you said.
It is.
But anyway, so my song is about the blood test. So I went with Overkill and the song Elimination because they were trying to eliminate people to say, okay, you're not an alien. We can untie you. Get me off this fucking couch. I don't want to spend the rest of the winter on this fucking couch.
I was waiting for you to say that. I was waiting this whole time.
I didn't because I didn't make a note of it, but I was gonna say that. But yes, the other guy was screaming too, like saying, "Cut me off of this, get me out," because he thought,
"Get me the fuck out of here."
Because McCready thought the last guy he tested, so I forget name.
Yeah.
The guy that said about the couch thing, he thought he was an alien. He says, I'm going to do you last. And so I think that's why the guy was saying, get me out of here, because he thought he was right, but he actually was wrong because he wasn't an alien. So there's my song, Elimination, even though, again, that song isn't about a blood test, but anyway, it works.
It works.
Yes.
Mine is probably has nothing to do with a blood test, but it's Deeds of Flesh reduced to ashes.
He was reduced to ashes.
He was.
Maybe not ashes, but yes.
He was flame bombed.
And that's the one that, he ran outside the window and then McCready went out with the bomb and blew him up or something. Yeah.
Yep.
So I was trying to think of that kind of a song too, but I couldn't really think of a good one for blowing somebody up.
Kurt Russell was having a hard time with that flamethrower, though. He couldn't get it going for a minute while he was transforming into this alien. These other people were tied to chairs. They couldn't even get out. You couldn't get that flamethrower to go.
Yeah, that's why I said earlier, I don't know how long your I don't even know what the flamethrower, I know what it looks like coming out the other end, but I don't know how big of a gas tank or if it's tied to a hose to tanks. I don't really know if they even showed that or not. Yeah, so I don't know how long your fire would last before it expires and you have to grab a new one. Just
I don't know how long it lasted in 1982.
It seemed to last a long time most of the time. Or they would be all dead before that movie was half over.
Yeah.
Okay, number 9.
Number 9, The Final Descent. So massive, grotesque, almost beyond comprehension. In this scene, it's a chaotic fusion of everything that's ever consumed. So we're seeing limbs, teeth, tendrils, and faces, human and animal. The walls quake as this thing thrashes, tearing through the generator room. Now, what was it about the generator? Why did they want to start the generator?
I have no idea.
Me neither. So here we have McReady, and he yells over the roar of destruction, "Yeah, fuck you too," and rolls another bundle of dynamite at this thing. Now we see the explosion in this scene. The blast engulfs the creature in fire, consuming it, and it consumes the base with it, the flame. It ripples outward as the generator room collapses, because this is where McReady is. And he's barely able to make it to the end. The floor starts busting through, right? So he barely makes it to the end of that before this huge alien-like creature comes through the floor.
Yes. Now, have they found the alien? I don't know. Is that the next scene? The spaceship? Have they already found the spaceship, or is that in the next scene?
This is the scene where, because they're they're going to the generator.
Okay.
Right.
I think they want to set everything on fire or something, don't they?
Yeah, they want to set the whole place ablaze.
Yeah.
They want to set
something to do with that. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know exactly why, but I think that was why maybe they needed. I don't know. Yeah,
they just wanted to they wanted to go to the generator room to blow up the generator so it would cause the whole place to blow up.
Yeah.
And it seems like they're on the trajectory the same way as the Norwegians at this point, because it seems like maybe the Norwegians did the same thing. Yeah. So they're copying what they're doing. They want to blow this place up, get out, and hope that they kill the infection.
Yes.
Yeah. And they find the spaceship down in the generator. So this is where the spaceship is, the one that we see in the opening credits.
Yes. Yeah, I don't think I have anything to add to that scene. He does say, "Oh, you already said that fuck you too thing, didn't you?"
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess my song for this, I guess I'm just being in it as McCready. I got a Canadian group, Annihilator, King of the Kill, because I don't know, he's the King of the Kill.
I like it.
Yeah, so what's your song for that one?
Mine is Analepsy, Colossal Human Consumption.
That's a long one.
Analepsy, Colossal Human Consumption.
Not hard to say, or not easy to say.
No, not at all.
Okay.
I think that these aliens I don't think the infection ever died, to be honest.
We're going to find out. Oh, no, we're not going to find it. But the finale, I guess we got here.
So after the alien has assimilated most of the research crew, only McReady and Childs, Keith, who's played by Keith David, and a few others remain. In the final scene, McReady discovers that Blair Wilford Brimley, who has been isolated earlier, has been taken over by the thing. So isn't he the one who was sent to confinement in a different area?
Yes, so I think
Okay.
he broke out of there or something. Yeah.
Which is probably why he was begging so much to get out.
Yeah, yes, because he was saying
Because
I'm
he
fine and everything, which he might have
yeah.
been at the time, or he might have thought he was.
Or maybe he was infected at that point and wanted to be out of there so he could
Yeah, it might have been the
use.
alien form, except using his voice. We don't really know for sure. Yes.
But they accuse him of building a small escape craft
Yeah.
beneath the base. And this is where they find this spacecraft. Was it ever proven that he
I
built
don't.
that?
They think They did say, yeah, he built it piece by piece. That's why he took the parts in the
Uh,
helicopter to make the spaceship. I don't know. Or maybe to fix this. I don't know. Is that the spaceship that came in before, like you said? And maybe
right. That's now I'm
they had,
questioning it. Was it the spaceship at the beginning or was it something that somebody built? I think it's the spaceship in the beginning.
yeah, maybe he just had to fix it or something. Maybe
He had to fix it to get home.
maybe his hazard lights weren't working, so he had to get that fixed. I don't think they really said exact. They thought that he built it from scratch, so that's what they said. Or I don't know how he would build that from scratch, but they
I don't
said
know.
building it piece by piece, like that old Johnny Cash song, "One Piece at a Time," whatever.
One piece at a time.
If anybody ever listened to Johnny Cash, but anyway.
Anyway, if I was an alien, I would not be landing in Antarctica.
What the hell?
That's just my opinion. I wouldn't be going to Antarctica. So it's your fault, aliens, that your spacecraft broke. Froze.
Yeah, because I don't know what planet they're from, but it's probably not cold where they're from. Then why does fire kill them? Because it's probably hot where they live. I don't know. Anyway, we don't know all that stuff.
Right. Now, after the research base is destroyed in an attempt to kill the alien organism and the infection that ensues, McReady and Childs are the only two survivors at this point. And afterward, they collapse outside in the snow. There's fire everywhere. I think Childs made a comment saying, "This is the warmest I've been," or "We're actually warm now." And Childs appears claiming he got lost in the storm earlier because remember was it to the other cabin? I want to say cabin, but it's another area where he had said, "I didn't leave the lights on earlier and the lights are on."
Yeah.
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 And that's why he got lost in the storm. Well, he didn't get lost, but he went away from everybody else for a while.
Yeah.
But we see in this scene they're drinking. I don't know if it's whiskey. You said rum earlier. Who
Yeah,
knows?
I don't know.
But you can see here they don't trust each other. They're still a little paranoid. They think that they suspect maybe either one could be infected by the thing. But they do continue to share the bottle of whiskey or rum or whatever it is they're drinking. And
Yes.
the film ends with, I felt like at the end, the questions were, are either of them human? Or were they both infected? Or were neither of them infected? We don't have those answers.
No, and
We don't know if the thing survived. Did the thing survive?
Yeah,
We don't
and we
know.
don't know if they got home or if they just died drinking alcohol and froze
Yeah,
to death.
right.
Because there was no screen or the thing. There was the thing two that followed this. There was one that was a prequel. It said so. I suppose in that prequel it says why they're there. Maybe so. I guess we
Yeah.
watch that to find out why they were there. But yeah, there's no movie after it to say Kurt Russell's still alive or whatever, or the other guy. Yeah, so we don't know. So it just ends because they didn't have a helicopter. Maybe they could fix. Maybe they're going to take
Well,
a spaceship home.
Yeah, and I don't think they were going anywhere for a while. Because they say, why don't we just wait here a while and see what happens? So they're testing each other to see if either one of them transform or are infected. But then in the blood test, it came up they weren't, but we don't know now. We don't.
No, we don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it ends with and it doesn't even end with a. Don't worry, there's going to be a number two. There was nothing like that.
Nothing.
I think that there was going to be another movie. probably because back then there wasn't that many people that made movies like Friday the 13th Part 10. There wasn't, it probably hadn't started too much yet where they had sequels. So maybe if sequels were already going, like this is the same guy that did Halloween, right? Where he made whatever.
Yeah.
I guess he didn't necessarily make all the Halloween movies, but there was more Halloween movies. So yes, there was nothing at the end that kind of leaned towards, oh, you'll have to watch the next one when it comes out. So there was nothing like that. So we don't really know what happened. I guess we make up our own stories. Okay, so my song for that is could more or less be the song for the whole movie. But I have Canadian thrash group Sacrifice and their song called Reanimation.
I know that band and I know that song. That's great. I love it. It's old school too.
Old school Canadian thrash. They did have a new album out last year, I think it is, or this year.
They did? Was it good?
Yeah, I only listened to it a couple times so far when I did listen to it, but it was good. It just sounded normal. Even though it's been 25 years, I think, between albums, but so many other groups are doing that too. So yeah, it was called Volume 6, so I assume that was their sixth album. So yeah, check it out. I'm pretty sure it's called Volume 6. I think.
I'll check it out.
So that's my song, which could also fit for the whole movie, like I said, Reanimation.
Exactly.
What the aliens were doing. And what's your song?
Mine is Severe Torture, Rest in Flames.
Rest in Flames. RIF. Rest in Flames.
Rest in Flames.
That's a good one. Now, do you have any other notes about this movie, or did we already talk about them all?
I have a few things. First of all, I want to mention just a comment when in one of the scenes when the spider-like creature finally comes out and he's going across the room. He does it so nonchalantly. Did you notice that? He's under the table and he's looking and everyone like, what did I do wrong? And then just crawls in front of everybody and goes about his way. I thought that was creepy.
And they turn their heads, and I don't remember what the guy said, but he said something.
I thought that was creepy. He looks like a spider, alien spider, and he's just crawling across the room like, I didn't do shit. I didn't do anything. What are you looking at me for?
I don't know how they didn't see it going by. They did see it going by eventually, but they didn't.
Yeah.
They could have stepped on it.
No, they watched it go across the room. They're like, what the hell is that? But also the sound effects of Antarctica and the wind, it was actually recorded in the desert.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Outside Palm Springs.
That's funny because my cousin actually said during the dog scene, you would hear the whistling sound of the wind. And she says, that sounds creepy or whatever. It's just funny.
Yeah, it wasn't the Antarctic. It was the desert in Palm Springs.
I'm pretty sure I would know they're not going to make a movie in Antarctica.
Hell no.
Pretty hard.
We're talking about Hollywood here. Come on.
And it's funny, when I flew home, it was really cloudy. And so we're going through the clouds and we're seeing, all I'm seeing is the clouds through the plane window, and it looks like snow. So it reminded me of the movie The Thing. I'm seeing all the snow all over because it's really cloudy. So it's funny actually that it worked out that way, but we didn't die. Luckily, yeah.
Luckily,
I don't really like plane. I like being up in a plane. I like the scenery, but I'm like, please don't crash. Please don't crash. Because I saw another plane when we were up there going like under us, but probably way under us for your perspective.
Oh my, that's creepy. I hate, you know what? I love the convenience of flying. I just don't like to fly.
Yeah, I hate everything before flying and everything after. I hate all that. I don't mind. If I could just go and jump on the plane, it'd be good.
Yeah, there was one time I was flying to North Carolina and we were landing in Boston and we were about to land, and then all of a sudden we started shooting right back up, gaining altitude again. Apparently there was a plane on the runway and we didn't even know, like the pilot didn't know. The last second, we had to go back up and we had to circle the airport for 2 hours. People were throwing up in bags and
I'm like, I didn't sign up for this shit. This is not what I wanted.
When we
We're
were
able to land, but yeah, the takeoffs is not bad. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't like the feeling.
Yeah, there was a little bit of wind, there was a little bit of bumpiness, but it wasn't too bad. But when we were going up, I said it was cloudy, so I was leaving. It was
Oh,
5 in the afternoon, I guess, their time, Nova Scotia time. So it's still daylight, of course. It was daylight. So
yeah.
but so I'm videotaping with my phone, and as so the ground you're seeing all the farms or whatever it is, and then it goes up and it starts getting white, and then you can't see nothing because it's the clouds. And I'm thinking,
Yeah.
I know there's not another plane right in front of us.
Yeah.
But
It's
anyway,
scary.
but I know they have scanners, of course. But anyway, so we get up.
Did you guys hit turbulence or anything?
Just a little, just a little. Like he said, it was windy
Oh.
and stuff, and sometimes the clouds cause it, but it wasn't anything too bad. I don't think, at least not for me. But yeah,
Like I said, I love the convenience of flying. I really do, but I don't like flying.
yeah, I love the scenery and stuff, but I just don't
Yeah.
want to do all the other stuff. And because I went through the scanner in the Nova Scotia airport, where you walk through the scanner and then it beeps. I'm thinking, what's it beeping for? I don't have anything on me. So he scans me and puts it in this computer thing, and it says no, nothing found or whatever. Thinking, why did it go off for? What's in me? What did the government put in me that made this go
You're
off?
microchipped.
Because the guy in front of me, it went off on him, and he's taking off his belt, taking off this and taking off that, and I'm checking my pockets, thinking I don't have nothing on me. Then it fucking beeps, but whatever. I made it through.
Whatever.
And every airport's different too. Like this thing,
It's true.
so I had my tablet. I took my tablet with me, and so I had it in my suitcase. So I went to leave Ontario. They said, "Oh, you can't have your tablet in there." So I had to pull it out of my suitcase and put it in my carry-on. And then when I was in Nova Scotia, I had it in my carry-on, but they didn't even ask anything. They didn't say, "What do you got in the suitcase? Do you have anything harmful?" Or they didn't ask nothing. But I guess they would have caught it if it was in there. But
Oh, I see.
I don't know, but they have to make sure your scan or your tablet or laptop isn't a bomb or something like that. But
In the United States is way more strict.
yeah, and this is just in Canada to Canada, so I didn't. At least I didn't have to go through customs or anything.
Do they scan your belongings like they do here?
Yeah, you have to
don't-
take everything out of your pockets, and it goes through a scanner, and it looks at it.
Okay, yeah, we do that too. Yeah.
Yeah, to make sure your chapstick isn't a bomb or something. Chapstick with me.
I was denied bringing baby food on a plane one time. I had my son with me and they denied it because it wasn't opened yet. And I said, yeah, but how's he going to eat? And they said, we're going to have to open it and test it. I'm like, forget it. Just throw it out. I don't care. Just throw it out. There's so many.
I'll just breastfeed on the plane. Anyway, okay, I don't know why we got into a travel pod.
I don't know. We got off topic. I wanted to mention one more thing, though, that the thing took 12 weeks to film. That doesn't seem like a long time.
No, and so I was going to ask you a question. And since you said it was filmed in a warm thing, but they're wearing such heavy clothes because it was supposed to be cold, so they must have been really hot.
They must have been.
Because they're wearing layers and layers of coats when they went outside, and so that was just a funny thing because I thought,
Yeah, and then they have all this dynamite and flares, and Kurt Russell almost killed himself with a stick of dynamite during the filming of the movie.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he threw an actual stick of dynamite during the scene toward the end of the film. Yeah, he didn't anticipate it to be as powerful as it was, but it blew backward after it detonated. So it almost engulfed him.
Okay. So yeah, hey, if you're listening, make sure if you want to give us your 10 songs that you would pick for this movie, do it. We're on Instagram, like I probably mentioned before. And I know Lonnie would love bands to contact us if you sing songs that might fit in a horror movie and stuff like that.
Yes.
And our next movie we're going to do is Deathgasm.
Ooh.
And if people don't know, I can't remember the year. I think it's 10 years old, maybe 15. It's maybe not a classic compared to the other ones we've done, but it's
Right.
heavy metal mixed with horror. And so I have my Metal Pit podcast, so it goes with it. And Deathgasm 2 is coming out soon. I don't know a date. It's coming out soon. So I thought we would do that. And hopefully Halloween might just be over, but that'll be in a few weeks. Hopefully that'll be right near Halloween. It might be after, but we'll try to get another one in before Halloween's over or almost just ended or whatever. Yes, Deathgasm. It's a heavy metal horror movie. So if you like heavy metal and horror, watch that, because that's kind of what our podcast is about, isn't it? So there you go. And there's sex toys used as murder weapons in that movie. That's the thing I remember the most. And we're going to have a good talk about that.
Next podcast is going to be way different from The Thing.
Yes. There's women
Okay.
in it, not the, there's some women in it at least. I don't think there's any boobs showing. There could be. I can't remember. I don't know. But yeah, I like the movie a lot. It's music related. We don't get too many heavy metal horror movies.
It's a good spooky season movie.
Yes, it's cool. Yes. Okay. In case because I didn't look at my calendar, happy Halloween to everybody. And since our next episode might be after Halloween, but right after, so don't soak my windows. Don't steal my clown off the roof of my house, please. Okay. So yes, follow us, subscribe to us, rate us, give us 5 stars. If you want to give us 1 star, don't. Okay. Thank you.
Don't do that. Please don't do that. Not 1 star.
Okay. Thanks, Lonnie. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
You were listening to Someone's in My Fruit Cellar podcast. Subscribe and rate our podcast wherever you listen to our podcast. Podcast edited by Blake. Visit our socials. Till next time.